to love your neighbor just the way Christ loved you. It is impossible. Because Christ gave his life for you and for me. How many of us here will give our life for our friend? I don't know. I don't know about me. But that is why, if Christ is giving us a command to love your neighbor as Christ has loved you, remember, it is not just a command, but with the command comes the empowering to carry out that command. When Jesus said to the woman who was caught in the act of adultery, go, sin no more, that was not just a command. There was the empowering force of God in that command for her to sin no more. So remember something, when God is asking you to do something, I don't know, maybe God is asking you to share the gospel with your friend. Or maybe God is asking you to share, or maybe give to a ministry. Or maybe God is asking you to give to a friend. Sow a seed to your friend. And I want you to know that God is not just letting you to just do it yourself in your own strength. No, God is giving you the grace. He's empowering you to do it. Amen? So that's the third thing. The farmer, he breaks the ground. Number 4, he removes the remaining stones. Because when you break hard ground in the soil, stones come up again. Amen? The remaining stones that are underneath comes up again. Or anything that's hiding underneath comes up again. And doesn't this sound familiar? Because a lot of us, we have received the grace of God. And we are saved by grace through faith. Amen? We have our salvation. But our body still contains patterns of the old. Amen? There are patterns that we need to be still delivered from. Because our flesh is weak. Amen? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Amen? The flesh is prone to decay. The flesh is prone to die. But I want you to know, when you get saved, amen, your spirit becomes born again. Your soul is being saved and your body is being saved. Amen? And that's why there are patterns which still persist sometimes. We still get angry. Amen? We still shout at people. You know, we still become impatient. You know, we still have thoughts of uncleanness. You know, that's why it is so important to come under the righteousness of Christ. Amen. Me and you can never stand in the presence of God. Me and you can never meet the standard of God just by ourselves. That's why we need the righteousness of Christ. Amen. Through the righteousness of Christ today, I have access into the holies of holies. The veil was torn not for perfect people, but the veil was torn for people who are submitted to the finished work of Jesus Christ. Amen. And